Hello, hello, hello. This is Tamara and the Tax Doula with another daily tax tip. So let's just be honest. It's late and I'm tired, but I just had to record this video. So I'm looking here on the internet and I see this announcement that the IRS acting head is resigning over a deal to send immigrant tax data to ICE. So I scroll down a little bit further to take a look at it, and it says that the IRS has basically um, agreed to share immigrants' tax data with Immigration and Customs Enforcement to help identify and deport undocumented immigrants. So I am not here for any drama. So let's just say upfront, if you are going to say anything that is offensive or degrading or bashing, just save it. Matter of fact, I think I'm just going to cut off the comments. Um, but I wanted to share this information because it, here's the thing. I attended an event early in March for International Women's History Month. And I met a gentleman there who was a tax advocate. Now, if you don't know, the IRS has tax advocates, as I understand it, this position to be. They are sort of like a third party, but they work under the IRS and they are there to help the taxpayer. So they're a tax advocate for the taxpayer. If you have any questions, concerns, problems, challenges, obstacles, and even for myself as a tax preparer, they're there to help me. So recently, I just learned that lots of them have been fired. They lost their jobs. So I don't know how that's helping anyone. But one of the things when I was there, the gentleman gave me this form, and it's called a form, instructions for Form W-7. And he was explaining to me that undocumented immigrants pay taxes, can pay taxes, and if they complete this form, a W-7, they will get an IRS individual taxpayer identification number. And I was surprised because I said, I didn't know that undocumented immigrants paid taxes. I mean, I heard that they paid taxes, but I didn't know what the process was. So he said, yes, they pay taxes. They can fill out this form and they pay taxes. And I said, wow, that's really interesting because one would have you think that all of the undocumented immigrants are in this country and they're not contributing anything to the economy. We know they work and they're contributing, but you know what I'm saying? That there's this narrative that they are just, freeloaders and they're not contributing anything. But yet here's this form that they can complete and get a tax identification number so that they can pay federal taxes and I assume state taxes. So when I look at this thing online and it says, that the acting, what is he? The acting head, I guess he may be the commissioner or something, that he's resigning over this thing, and that the goal is to, I guess, weed out people who are here illegally, who are corrupting our society, who are doing all kinds of illegal and terrible things, and they want to cross-reference their information that ICE has to verify their names and addresses. And I'm saying to myself, but you are gladly taking these people's money for income tax, but while you're gladly taking their money, you're going after them because they're not here legally. Like, how is that even a thing? How is that even okay? I don't know. Anyway, I'm not here to get down into the weeds of politics. I'm simply saying that I think that that decision is strange. And I'm also saying that I did not know that undocumented immigrants pay taxes, but apparently they do. So now, because they are doing the right thing while they're here and they're contributing financially to the economy, now this is another thing that has to be on their radar screen. And I think the thing about it that concerns me, in addition to what I've just stated, is what is to stop individuals who are doing the right thing from getting caught up in the drama between ICE and your tax situation. Like, what's to stop it from being used as a ruse to dig further into people's background, into people's financial systems, to find more problems, more issues, more things that people are supposedly doing wrong. I don't know, but it's something to be aware of. It's something to be aware of because that means that first it was a social security number and folks having access to that. Now it's your tax documents, which is access to everything because it includes your social security number. It includes your financial information. It includes information potentially about your investments and so forth. There's a lot of data that is connected to completing a tax return. So it's just really unfortunate that we have come to this. So, if you want to check it out and go look it up yourself and see, what's going on, and, maybe contact your senators for whatever good that's going to do. Um, anyway, I just wanted to share that that is my non-tax tip. Tax tip for the day is to go and check out this information about tax data being shared with ICE. Tamara and the Tax Doula. Until next time.